Hey everyone, welcome to your 2021 February tarot card reading. Thanks so much for being here. It's going to be a doozy. It's a big month. Not only do we have a Mercury Retrograde, but we have an Aquarius New Moon kind of falling in the middle of the month. We're ending it all off with a Virgo Full Moon. So there's a lot in store, a lot of transformation, of course. Let's just dive right in, and thanks again for being here. Hey Scorpio, welcome to your February tarot card reading. How anxious are you feeling? I know personally this Saturn and Uranus clash that's coming up on the 17th. That has me feeling extremely anxious. And the Aquarius New Moon really also took a toll. The one that just passed on February 11th. And I have a feeling that Scorpio is feeling similar. So you got the Empress, the Moon, Justice, the Seven of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. And along with that flew out the Three of Pentacles in reverse. And so I just decided to also pull it out because it felt like they needed to come out together. And so I just really think Scorpio at the beginning of February is having a difficult time seeing themselves clearly. And it feels very clouded to me. I don't know that you're seeing yourself as this Empress here, that you actually are. And I have a feeling it has to do with maybe you feeling like you can't be yourself, or maybe you feel like you can't share your talents and your creativity. This past Aquarius New Moon on the 11th that happened, your domestic life was really put under a microscope. And I think Scorpio was forced to reevaluate their home and question whether or not it really is a place of peace and a place of freedom. And maybe because of that, you haven't really been feeling like this Empress. Like, see how she's sitting there on this cozy seat on her throne. The Empress is the epitome, really, of that comfortable, content domestic life. And the Empress is extremely comfortable in her abilities and in sharing that with the world. But it feels like I just feel that Scorpios are feeling repressed, and so this is making their anxiety worse and making them feel like they're in a bit of a slump. And I think you need to, the same kindness you extend to others, I think you need to be very kind to the parts of yourself that maybe were highlighted with that Aquarius New Moon and the areas of your life that maybe aren't as peaceful and free as you'd like them to be, I think you need to go really easy on yourself, because that's what's going to allow you to move out of this phase of anxiety and of doubting yourself. I just don't think with this moon here that Scorpio is really seeing everything in front of them. All the great things around them, all the wonderful people they have around them. I think you're having a lot of trouble seeing that right now, which is fine. I mean, this Aquarius New Moon was a big deal for a lot of signs. And for you, with the Saturn and Uranus clash coming up on the 17th, I mean, it's not an easy time. And your relationships and your connections are going to be at the forefront. And you're probably going to have to ask yourself, that anxiety that you're feeling, what is that trying to tell you about the connections in your life? What is that anxiety trying to tell you about yourself? I know we need to isolate ourselves sometimes to figure it out, and you do whatever feels best. If you feel peaceful being on your own, then do that. Just try not to isolate yourself too much, because that works to a certain extent, but I don't think Scorpio is relying on the people around them enough to maybe help them out of this very anxious state that I'm sensing. So around the beginning, closer to the middle of the month, it feels just very muddy. It feels like there's this sort of blindfold on Scorpio, and you're just having trouble seeing, but it is going to get clearer. Okay? And I think it's going to feel a lot better when the sun enters Pisces on the 18th. Because you're just by default, it being Pisces season, you're going to be feeling a lot more creative, and things are just going to feel smoother for you. Okay, so you also got Justice, right? And the reason why I think this confusion and, that moon energy, things are in the dark, you can't really see the full picture, because not everything is revealed, right? But with Justice tells me that it will be. And you are going to reach a point where you see the truth, and you see the truth of your own talents and creativity. Okay, Justice here is not wearing a blindfold. Justice uses that sword to kind of cut through all the bull, excuse my language, and to cut through that all and to see the truth, right? So this is a great sign for me, because I do think you're going to move out of that anxious, uncertain phase, and in doing that, you're going to be rewarded. So you also got the Seven of Wands, and to me this feels like you are, like things are going to move in a much more kind of easygoing. Things are going to feel a lot more easygoing when you are able to see this full picture. And the moment you can see yourself as this Empress is the moment that this Ace of Pentacles comes in, because I think you're having trouble actually. Like, I think this Ace of Pentacles is probably already, either it's already in your life or it's already been presented to you. But this moon is causing you, like, almost, it's blinding you, right? So you're not, it's almost like you're not able to see it, but it's there. So the cards were like this, right? It's like once the sun finally rises, you'll be able to see this Ace of Pentacles. You just can't see it because it's almost like it's in the dark. And I think when you stop feeling so defensive almost, things are going to move much more quickly. And there may be a bit of a tendency to maybe clash a bit with people, maybe to pick fights. Like, people are probably going to be really irritating you, Scorpio, especially when the Saturn and Uranus clash happens on the 17th. So just kind of expect that, and maybe try your best to, again, see things clearly. Don't let this moon maybe trick you into thinking, because you can't see the whole picture, that, you know, you have enemies when really they're not. That's not the case. Because the Seven of Wands can be about almost imagined threats. And your anxiety may be trying to tell you that, you know, people are against you or they don't have your best interests at heart. But I don't actually think that's the case. I think that's probably just that negative self-talk in your head. Remember justice, right? Try and cut through all of that sort of imagined and kind of fictional world that just comes with the moon. Okay, that kind of comes with the territory, right? That sort of illusionary world and those kind of false perceptions. Okay, try and cut through all of that, because I don't know that you really need to defend yourself here from anything. And once you see that, you're going to be able to put that wand down, that weapon down, and just be like, oh, wait, there's actually no threat here, and this Ace of Pentacles is literally being given to me on a silver platter or a gold one. So the good news is that when Mercury does go direct on the 20th, it's going to kind of just be like a collective exhale for a lot of signs. And you especially are going to be feeling a lot calmer, a lot less anxious about things. So it's just kind of how things are feeling right now. A lot of signs are really feeling it right now. And feeling especially anxious. Like, anxiety has been coming up a lot in these readings this month. So I think you just need to remember that you are the Empress, and remember that you have everything you're seeking and all the support that you need, and that maybe you're not asking for, it does exist around you. Okay? You got the Queen of Pentacles and then the Three of Pentacles that came out with it in reverse. And I love the Queen of Pentacles because she's so grounded and generous, and the Queen of Pentacles just she's so prosperous, right? I think the Virgo Full Moon that is happening at the end of the month on the 27th is going to be really beautiful for you, because I think it's going to help you realize that not everything always needs to be so perfect, like Virgos often think, like with Virgo being, I often see the Queen of Pentacles as the Virgo archetype. I think with the Virgo full moon, you're going to learn that you can share your talents and your creativity and all of that, even if it's not perfect. Like, you know, when you're working on a project and you're collaborating with other people and, you know, it's sort of an iterative process, right? But sometimes we're hesitant to share kind of our work up until that point because we feel it's not perfect. I think you're going to get a lot more comfortable and realize that you can actually share and that feedback is really useful. And I think the feedback you receive is going to be great. And I think it's going to help you hone your craft and your skills, and so that you're able to reach this Queen of Pentacles and this Empress level even quicker. I think the reason why the Three of Pentacles came out in reverse with this Queen of Pentacles is because I think Scorpio is going to be, like I said before, there's going to be almost a tendency, I guess, to want to isolate yourself and not rely on the support that you have around you. And the Three of Pentacles is telling me that you shouldn't, or you should try not to do that, because you may miss out on some really great connections and new business partnerships. And if you do that, like this, all that feedback that you could have possibly received is just, you're not going to get that. And it's like it's a treasure. It feels like there's this group of people, and maybe they're your collaborators, business partners, friends. It's like they're trying to reach you and they're trying to give you feedback and they're trying to help you out and work together, but you're hesitating. And so I just think that you should try and have an open mind and try and be a bit more open and a bit more open to feedback and to sharing your work and even just asking for feedback. Like actually doing the thing and then sharing it with an open heart and receiving a response. And I think when you do that, it's really going to just solidify this Ace of Pentacles, and it's going to feel really just real and solid. Your oracle cards were, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. Yeah, how perfect is that? When I focus on my inner light. Remember what I said at the beginning about the Empress? Like, I know it's hard to see that light with the moon because it feels kind of dark. But if you can just focus on all of the things that you have to offer, which is a lot, and you have a lot of light within you to share with the world, the more you focus on that and less on all the anxiety and the doubt, you're going to be able to see these collaborators and this feedback as all positive things and as all love, right? Instead of maybe something threatening when it's really not that. You also got forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. Yeah, and maybe, you know, this probably goes a lot deeper, right? And it could, again, like as I was saying in the beginning, it could be tied to your domestic life, your private life, your home. And maybe you do need to kind of pave your own path and reinvent and redefine what your home is and what your peace is and where you feel the most free. And that may mean that you have to forge a new path and not kind of follow what you've always done or what was expected of you. All right. I'm going to clarify this Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands. The Emperor and the Wheel of Fortune. I think that sorry, I'm just looking at this Empress card because I'm realizing that the Emperor also fell out. And I think there's going to be a real possibility that there's someone in your life and they could kind of be similar or resemble the Emperor archetype. So think they could be older, very why can't I think of the word? Very not articulate. Just very strong and confident in who they are. Assertive, that's the word I couldn't think of. So there may be someone like that in your life. Maybe it's a boss, maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's your partner, a friend. But I feel like either they're the reason why, or not the reason, maybe they've influenced this kind of feeling of, maybe they've made you feel in the past that you've had to have your guard up. Or they're going to help pull you out of that feeling of, because I'm seeing both stories, like either they're maybe what kind of has fed into this feeling here, or they're the ones who are going to pull you out of that and be like, what are you doing? You're so much better than that feeling. How can you not see that? I keep seeing just this, see the monkey there at the top with the blindfold? It's like that you can't move the wheel. You're stuck in place because you're not looking. You're not seeing clearly. And I think this Emperor is going to, I'm feeling more like they're going to help you out of it and kind of light that fire under you to help you kind of turn that wheel finally. Because it's almost like they're going to be just, they're kind of just looking at that wheel. Do you see the Emperor just staring at that wheel? And they see you as this beautiful, wonderful Empress here. And they're just, I feel like they're confused. They're like, why aren't you moving forward? It's like they're almost like, why are you letting this small, useless feeling get in the way of your Ace of Pentacles? So again, I think you really need to be relying on the people that you have around you and trying not to isolate yourself. Because I think if you look around and you take off that blindfold, you'll see that you actually have a lot of people rooting for you, like I was saying earlier, and who are on your side, and they're ready and they're willing to help you if you only reach out. All right, Scorpio, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you nothing but the best, and I will see you next month. Thanks.